All right, guys, squabble up. Let me go ahead and spill some tea and let you guys kind of get ahead of the game and help you better understand what we're doing. So today we're going to be doing a very interesting concept. We're going to be focusing on stirring up the pot for Fusion automation, and we're continuing where we left off last time. So preferably, if you guys already watched the previous workshops, you will get a better understanding for what we're doing. But I'm going to go ahead and further quickly kind of show you what's going on over here. So right now, what we're doing is, hold on a sec, guys. I just gotta close the door. Hold on a sec. All right, guys. So let's continue. So, of course, you got already seen how the Fluid Fusion automations look like, and you already seen it before, and kind of you've seen a couple of examples that we came out with recently. The thumbnail generator, YouTube thumbnail generator for Sora 2 videos, and you also seen some other automations that we came out to help you remove the watermark from Sora 2, or should I say, overlay some of your own brand context. And all of this is being driven through with some of those Fit and Fusion automations that are running directly on your iPhone. But what we are doing something a little bit more. What we're doing, we figured out a way for how to inject marketing angles directly into our Fit and Fusion automations, and just to kind of help you better understand where we took off. So this is the over here you could see presentation, and if I was to kind of show you from the where we at, so essentially from the current. So what we're doing right now, we're trying to get those marketing angles infused into an iPhone, and you guys are already familiar with that. We are basically those are the steps. This is what we're trying to do. And of course, guys, it will take a little bit of time for you to understand where we at, unless you watch the previous workshops. But what we did last time, we managed to finalize the whole process of. Okay, thank you guys for joining. I see a lot of us. Some of you guys already joined. That's cool. So my wife, she's cooking dinner right now. So, and I'm probably gonna watch a movie real quick. But first, let me go ahead and engineer um, this automation for a little bit further. And of course, this is the marketing angles. The, so you kind of seen this from previous workshops. Uh, and what we're going to be doing, we going to be so we're in this particular point. We are this is what we're doing. This is the tech stack. Let me just kind of describe to you and show to you. So this is where we at. So this is the Safari window, the browser Safari window, and we're gonna so here's the steps on your iPhone. You're gonna have this shortcuts interface. So we're gonna replace that interface with stitch-based interface that's gonna run on browser window. And we're gonna create what's called an avatar that's gonna show up in your browser window in a picture-in-picture mode, and it's gonna look like what you see over here. So you're gonna see it over here. It's gonna be in a picture-in-picture mode. So that's kind of the idea. Now let's see where we took off. And we're quickly gonna open up ChatGPT. We got the project steering up the pot, and we're gonna jump into it and see where we took off, and we'll take it from there, guys. So I think what we did last time is we managed to get the file on my computer code in index.html. So it says place all full files index and screen PNG and manifest and sw.js in your cloud run container web root. So um, and I think this was the sw.js. Okay, so we have all of those kind of files. So let's go ahead and kind of quickly do that. Now, keep something in mind, this is a manual way of me showing you things. It's not really using Cloud Code or Gemini CLI or anything like this. So this way, you could kind of understand how all of those pieces are built. But you can most certainly use Gemini CLI and Cloud and other ways AI-based ways to do that. It's just when it comes to building something unique like this, you want to understand the process for how this works. And of course, what we're going to do is we're going to open up stirring up the pod um, automation, Fluid Infusion automation that we're cooking. So right now, what we're doing, we're constructing the stirring up the pod Fluid Infusion automation over here, and this is what we got. Got the dashboard over here, and that dashboard is like, if you guys remember what this thing is, it has those files over here. So it got code and it got screen.html. So we're gonna remove that file actually from stirring up the pot. We're gonna remove this one because we don't really want it to be inside of the cloud container. We don't really want to send this out. Instead, we're just gonna kind of back it up. We're gonna put it on backup. I don't have a repository or anything like this created on GitHub or anything like this. Right now, we're just going super fast and we're just kind of doing the basic proof of concept. So right now, I'm just gonna take swconf, and this is kind of a constant cache name. What is this? What does it do? Uh, it's basically it's adds an event listener for fetching. So we're gonna have this kind of conversation back with um, with a Gemini API, and we need to create a way to communicate. We need to cache all of those CVEs, and we need to, I mean, your URIs, and we need to get them. Uh, we need to basically fetch responses back. So now, what does this manifest? This is short name stirring up the pot. This is just what kind of files are included. This is what's going to be loaded as well. So if you take a look at our files, and it's just like Docker, guys. It's the same way as when you do n8n automations. You gotta have a folder, and then we're using npm node to create all of those files, etc. And you've seen how we did it in previous workshops. And right now, what we gotta take a look at, we gotta look at this. Um, we gotta look at this manifest just to make sure that it's fully available and ready. So this is the manifest. So we got really screen.png and screen.png twice. Let me see, is it really twice? Yeah, okay, so it's twice. So we already have it. We know that um, this is the manifest. I'm just gonna kind of upload it here just to make sure. Yeah, so it's still the same manifest. So now let's take a look at this one. And this is our code. This is code.html to index.html for deployment. So if I was to take a look at that code HTML, so right now so what I did, I renamed it to index.html, and this is the following text. This is the following structure. And what we're gonna do is, like, if you just kind of go through this, it's using Tailwind and fonts to create like a good looking interface. And then the PWA app itself is just gonna have that screen.png output. So it's gonna have something like this, and this is what it looks like. So this is what we're creating, guys. As you can see, the architecture is based on based on Google Stitch. We quickly created that, and of course, guys, what we're doing, we're injecting marketing angles directly into what we're doing. We're injecting avatar directly inside of the Fluid Infusion automation. This is how we're doing this. As I mentioned to you before, this is the step one, the step 5. There's an iPhone in the middle and a mix, and we're just literally injecting marketing angles directly into this iPhone. But we're doing this through a Stitch interface, and of course that Stitch interface is designed in Google with Google Stitch, and we showed it to you before. And of course right now we're just kind of you could see this marketing angle and end up over here. And then what we want to do, we want to inject an avatar, AI avatar, so this way it goes back and forth. So we can grab input from you while you're smiling or creating any gestures. We want to get that input from you and send back to us to cloud. So this way we could respond back to you and see what your mood is and be able to capture full behavioral characteristics of your kind of throughout throughout you building your luxury pet store, we want to be able to connect with you on a human level, but also kind of inject that human touch into this um, into your iPhone, and then effectively carry that over across multiple iPhones, as you can see further over here, into spoke. So essentially you're going to have two iPhones, hub and spoke, and one of them is going to be like your virtual assistant type of iPhone, spoke iPhone, and the other one is going to be your primary one where you're going to be executing all those automations. And of course, to control your brand, to help you control marketing angles and marketing angles for your brand and for your customers, what we do is we intercept your customers and inside of Freedom Fusion System CRM. This is where we take control of your leads and help you steer the whole conversations and be able to literally help you out in terms of building that brand and understanding your customers. And of course, here's a little more info. And this is so essentially we help you solve all those problems: problem one, two, three, etc. And problem four. Of course, you guys could pause, take a look more about it. We help you go through all those phases: launch, pre-launch, post-launch life cycle, to help you build your luxury pet brand. And of course, this is our training programs to help you get through your journey of building the luxury pet store. So this way you could have a bunch of people promoting your products and you could spend more money. So now, without further ado, let's focus on the next thing what we wanted to do, guys. We actually wanted to kind of continue with the whole process of injecting the avatar. So let's try to figure out. So right now, this is a skeleton structure that we have. Effectively, you already seen in my previous workshops how we ended up getting all of those files. And of course, we already created Stitch and set up Firebase and Firestore database. And of course, guys, right now what we're trying to do, we're trying to send a little, like we want to do the most basic of the basic thing. We want to integrate Gemini API with our phone, but the automation is not running on a phone, it's running in a cloud, it's running on a container. So what we're really doing is we just kind of, I don't know, let me just take out Paint real quick and just show you. So what we're really doing, so we have, just to kind of help you better understand what's going on. So we have automations like this on your phone. Those are Freedom Fusion automations running on your shortcuts, so iPhone shortcuts. So we had iPhone shortcuts, and they save you incredible amount of time, etc. And you basically grow your brand, you run them, but it's not enough for us to only have shortcuts without any kind of interface. We want to have an interface that helps us stitch all of those shortcuts together. And it's not enough for us to just have an interface. We want to be in the middle of that interface, but we want to be able to control what we deliver to you inside of those shortcuts, and but in a way from our centralized location. So this way, so how do we do this? We add a native app in a mix, which is really running in a cloud on a container. So that app is really just a Stitch design app, as I mentioned to Stitch designed app on Google Stitch, and it's free. You can design it right there. But what we do, we interface directly with Stitch designed app, but it's running really in a cloud, even though I mean, sure, you execute it in a browser, but it's really running in a cloud. So where is it running? It's running Cloud Run. So Cloud Run is Google, running on Google, and you've seen how we did that on the previous workshops. We have it running on Cloud Run. Now, if I was to zoom in a little bit more and show you guys what's going on over here, but Cloud Run, it's a container. It's running a container, but you really have a browser on your phone. So on your phone, like you could imagine like this. You could imagine here's your phone. It's running a bunch of shortcuts. Today we came out with interesting Freedom Fusion automation that helps you remove Sora 2 watermark. I don't know if you guys seen it. Definitely check it out. It's kind of insane, but those shortcuts. So you have like many different shortcuts, and those shortcuts you execute throughout while you're building your brand, your luxury pet brand. There could be one shortcut that helps you remove watermarks from Sora 2 video and combine it together with your marketing angles and some spiced up bio link. There could be another automation that helps you blast your workshops when you go live across multiple socials. Another automation that allows you to get to increase to increase engagement through steering up the pot, which is what we're working on right now. But we're going to the next level where we really want to do more than just we want to really provide you more than just an execution path. We don't really want you to be like to even have to worry about executing them manually. Instead, we want to feed each of those automations manually uh, into your phone through the technology that I provide to you, showed it to you earlier through the and I'm going to show it to you a bit more quickly just right now. But the idea here is we don't like, sure, you could execute each of those automations separately. Like for example, today we came up with Sora 2, watermark Spicer. This Freedom Fusion automation is absolutely insane, guys. It just gets insane amount of leads and views if you use it on your phone. Definitely take a look whenever you get a chance. But we also have automations like Bios. We have BioSpice, Social Blaster, and we have many different other automations, guys. There's just so many of them that does different things in many different part of your product delivery lifecycle. So this one is steering up the pod. So we have all of those shortcuts and you execute them. So what we're doing now, we're taking those shortcuts and we operationalizing them to run with a user interface. So for each shortcut, we have an individual user interface. That this is an example of the tech stack that we're utilizing. If I was to show you the tech stack, this is effectively the tech stack over here. If I was gonna do the current slide and show you tech stack, here's what it is. This, if I take out a laser pointer and just kind of whip it out for you. So this is the pipeline. This is you building your luxury pet brand, and this pipeline exists inside of Freedom Fusion System CRM, and we feed marketing angles we in through this pipeline. So we have multiple pipelines inside of Freedom Fusion System CRM, responsible for marketing, responsible for all sorts of things that get you leads, etc. But this one over here is relevant to steering up the pot. So the idea here is information comes in into Freedom Fusion System CRM. What kind of information? Marketing angles. What kind of marketing angles? So obviously you guys understand there's many different trends happening on every single day. New things change. There's seasonality. Many different things happening. If you just randomly start creating videos about the products, you'll quickly get outgunned by other people because they will be tapping into trends and you're not tapping into the trends because you may not be aware that such things even exist. And smart people, what they do, they operationalize some of those repetitive tasks. Now, but what we decided to do, we decided not to even teach you anything unless you want to join some of our feudal incubators and kind of learn how to build them. We provide that for our feudal hustlers, but our goal here is really to kind of remove the entire concept of thinking from your brain. So this way, you just receive those push cuts in the form each push cut like each push into the pushcut phone. Pushcut is an app that sits on your iPhone. So you get inject. You basically, when we have a marketing angles for you to execute, you get the injection directly into through the pushcut that comes into an iPhone. So why is this so unique? Well, you don't need any native apps. That's number one. You don't need to apply for Apple Store to sit there and wait for your app to be approved. That's number two. Number three, you get to work with your existing apps that you already have on your iPhone, like CapCut, Captions, TikTok, YouTube, etc. And we don't need to reinvent the wheel. What we do, we interface with those many different features of each of those apps, where we simply guide you. But the process of prescriptive guided is constructed through supervised machine learning, and where we inject the avatar to get the context for each step as you're iterating through each step, and come back to you, see if you're smiling, see how you're doing. And this is what an example of a marketing angle looks like. And I'm just kind of showed you. If I was to click on gist, this is what it looks like. Uh, TikTok video. So let's say you're trying to stir up the pot, create controversy on TikTok, and trying to get people to see your content. But you got crickets, nothing is happening. So what we do, we inject this through pushcut. We send a notification to your phone. You receive it, and it will look like this. Like, oh, look for TikTok. It's gonna say, look for TikTok comments about cost of living struggles. Now, this whole angle wouldn't even come to you. Like you wouldn't even be able to figure it out on your own that you need to focus on that angle. You just wouldn't. You'll be like oblivious to that because there's so many other things going on in your daily life. it wouldn't even occur to you to pick that angle. But that would be the type of angle that would allow you to get the leads and get people to join your community. For example, let's say if you're promoting community and you have a community, or maybe you have another offer like, hey, buy my luxury pet brush, then it would be that offer. Over here, I just kind of made it join TikTok Shop Dropshipping community. And then, of course, we include pain points, solution, etc., and the viral script that gets injected into your phone. And that viral script, you simply read, teleprompter app opens up for you, and it just you read everything. You don't need to flex a muscle, what to say, how to say, and you respond back to that viral comment that you identified on TikTok. But in order for you to identify that TikTok comment that is viral, like, obviously you need to have certain steps. What kind of steps? The steps are over here. Like, here's an example of this GUI interface: steering up the pod, doom scroll to find TikTok video, find viral comment, remix, voice crate. So as you're iterating through each of those steps, we want to be in the middle of them. We want to understand your struggles. We want to understand your usage. We want to understand what you're trying to sell. We want to understand if you are frustrated. We want to understand if you're happy. And we want to have an avatar that sits in between every one of those steps and comes back and in real time interacts with you. Google came out with a real time Google API that makes it possible for you to interact directly, almost in real time. And that's exactly what we're trying to do over here. And that's exactly what we're engineering right now. So guys, without further ado, let's continue where we took off. Now that you kind of understand this whole context again, let's take a look at the folder. So you already understand that we have this index file. So you probably already know that we already created this like a bunch of files. So now we kind of setting up the foundational code. Now, can you go ahead and do that on a cloud and do all of that? Sure, you could do that. But trust me, when it comes to combining backend and front end interface of the iPhone without you doing manually, at least for the first time using this method, like through ChatGPT, you could easily get cooked so fast, you're not going to even understand what hit you because you're just going to be so confused. So I always recommend you guys like start off with just basic ChatGPT scripts. And over here, as you can see, what we did is we got this URL. What is that? That's Cloud Run. What is Cloud Run? Cloud Run is a containerized based environment in Google that you run and you connect to, and it's just like Docker. In fact, that's what we use. We use Docker over here, Docker file. If you guys are familiar with our N8N mechanism, then like automations and how to do this on N8N and seen our previous videos, it's going to get relatively familiar. But this was really simple to do. But what did we do exactly? We created a schema on the Firebase, and that schema has some of those steps. Those steps we need to like first you gotta create the database schema. Then we gotta get the actual avatar to communicate from container. So now we gotta get that container over here that's gonna be really running the container. The Cloud Run is we need to take this bad boy over here. So like all of the thing is what we're doing, we adding a wrapper. So right now we kind of instead of having each individual automation like this the way it is, we wrapping it up inside of that app, Stitch Design app. But because it's going to be running in a browser, we need to go ahead and we need to inject this into where we need to make a call. We're going to be using WebSockets. We're not going to be using traditional REST API. We're going to be using WebSockets to communicate and have this real-time streaming multimodal connectivity back and forth. And of course, there's going to be some kind of back and forth communications. But essentially, what we want to do, we want to know like, okay, and what is a square? What is this thing? So we need to communicate with LLM. So we need to communicate with large language model. We need to communicate with Gemini. So with Gemini, how are we going to communicate with Gemini? We need Gemini Live API. But where is really the app running in? Is it running on a phone or is it running on in the cloud? Well, the beautiful part about the Stitch designed app, it looks like a native phone, no, native app, like iOS native app, but it's not. It's really running in the cloud. But what's the pros and cons of that? Well, um, pros is that you have everything centralized. Pros is that you could have like you just run a regular browser and you could from that browser execute those automations and it will look like just like a regular app. But con, it doesn't have native functionalities, native functions that makes it easy for you to do something like pull iOS 26 intelligence or something like some of those features that are being run on the phones, and we want those features. We want combination of native features. We want to have all those ASMR elements and all of those other factors, all the spiciest features that exist on the phone. We want them. So we want them both, and because we want them both to provide the best experience that you can that we possibly can. Because if you don't have those other features that are native, then the app is going to be boring and it's not going to like you're not going to be able to do crazy things like go out, scroll through TikTok and take a screenshot and it will just like whip out. It will use Apple Intelligence and all sorts of other things that come in natively. Native apps have that, but we don't want to do native apps. We would just want to be, we don't want to go through all the hassles of applying for the app, paying extra money for anything like this, for any of those Apple Store. Instead, we want to do combination of this. So anyway, going back to what we were saying, now let's go ahead and kind of, now that you kind of understand what is going on, the question is how do we initiate from Cloud Run and right and treat this, guys, treat this as a brainstorm exercise for you as well. So this way, every time you see this workshop, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is where we at. This is what we need to do. How do we get the AI avatar? And like, how do we even build the AI avatar? Those are the questions you should be asking your head. Like, here's an AI avatar, right? Like, I'm just gonna, for now, I'm just kind of, the first questions you got to be asking your head. What is AI avatar? Is it a traditional AI avatar that communicates um, and that communicates with you like through the video way, like the one that you see on HeyGen or any of those where there's a video created and you pass that along? No, it's not the traditional type of avatar. It's the real-time avatar that supports multimodal connectivity that using WebRTC. So there's going to be WebRTC communication stream using WebSockets. It's not going to be traditional things. So it's not like you could go ahead and set up N8N and run this with traditional REST API and through N8N. No, it's not gonna work like that. Now, can you do it if you were to use a stun server? Absolutely, yeah, you can. But we're not really trying to do any of that. We're just trying to do a super fast proof of concept, guys, and uh, kind of build that out. Then later on, we could expand that further and we could introduce N8N and but for signaling and all sorts of other stuff, we need to have Cloud Run on a public URL, public fully qualified domain name with a URI. Now, guys, some of you will say, well, I don't understand any of that. Guys, don't worry, you don't really need to super understand this, other than the fact that like sooner or later, if you want to use those automations to build your brand, you could use those automations, but you could just join us and watch us how we're building for our talent agency. Now, why are we doing this? Why are we including AI avatar? Because we want to make it more personalized. We don't want it to be, we don't, because the thing is, things change, trends change. We want to be in control of whatever it is that you're browsing. And the best way for us to stay in control is to have this centralized approach, this hybrid way. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, let's jump into code real quick. So right now, so here's the steps. Now you kind of understand what the steps are. Now let's take a look at this code. Does it even make any sense for us? We kind of, guys, you don't really need to understand the syntax. Don't try to understand the syntax. Just try to understand what we're doing. What we're trying to do, we're trying to send input and input to this. What is our input? All those steps like doom scrolling, like for example we're saying, hey bougie boss mom, doom scroll on TikTok a little bit, find a viral comment. That's our input. We want to send that input to where? To Gemini. Why? Because we want Gemini to smile and come back with an avatar and saying, hey sis, this is fire, go ahead and browse around, you doom scrolling, we're super excited for you to find your viral video. And maybe at that particular point, maybe we could inject something extra. Like for example, if we know that some pet product that is trending and is absolutely fire, we could inject something else into avatar for that avatar to recommend to a luxury pet mom over 40. So it's not just like a static based experience, but more submersive experience. Anyway, guys, we're going further. So we got this URL, this bad boy over here. Let's go ahead and package all of these bad boys and send it to the cloud. Sort of like sending a moon to the cloud, sending a first man to the moon. We're going to try to accomplish this. Now, what is this? It's just an HTML file. Don't worry, guys. Like, don't get scared about the HTML, but it's just running like it's a script. It's a JavaScript and it's just a bunch of coloring and a bunch of things you need like for to have all the phones available and all looking pretty. That's basically what that is, and the rest is just like this is just the location of the um, like all of those elements, all of those text things. And over here, this is just we're connecting to backend to this Cloud Run that I showed you earlier. And remember, we need to create a communication channel. We need to create a real-time stream communication channel. So, and over here, we're just kind of registering the service load. And guys, keep something in mind. Maybe in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, how much is it going to be? Is it expensive? And the truth is, guys, like, don't really worry too much about it because it's being executed. When you set up the Cloud Run, you execute you could set up execution based on the number of requests. I mean, like you could do it based on the number of requests or on demand. So I set it up on demand. So if this thing is not used, it's not going to be you're not going to be getting anything. So don't worry about that. And you could set the limits as well for like $5 a month, and then you can whip out one of those automations. And technically, guys, don't treat it like you're trying to sell this automation to somebody. Like don't treat it that way. Treat it like you're doing it for yourself, for your luxury pet brand, because you're struggling, you're trying to figure out those marketing angles, and you really like you can't go on constantly studying those marketing angles and it's burning your brain cells out. You can't go on like that anymore. And anybody, like if you try to offload or outsource this to anybody, they will not understand you anyway. So you might as well don't bother explaining that to anybody and just kind of whip that out yourself real quick. And then you could hire somebody who can just kind of maintain it. And this way you could go on to the next thing, building like finding a viral product in China and reselling it on TikTok Shop and getting a bunch of people to promote videos for you. And then you could be like in the middle, injecting marketing angles into the iPhones and having an entire army of UGC creators doing that for you. So that's kind of you want to treat it, not like, oh, let me go ahead and sell you automation. No, like, did I sell any automation to anybody? Absolutely not, guys. I haven't sold anything. That's not my interest. We have that opportunity for you to buy them if you wanted to, but that is not our main primary goal core model. So going back to what we go in here, and by the way, guys, you are more than welcome to expand on those automations if you wanted to work with us, because we do have luxury pet brands who are actually interested in those automations. So you most certainly can squabble up together with us and build them and expand them and make some money serving the feudal lords. How far is that? But let's go ahead and let's take this bad boy over here. Let's create this file. Like there's nothing like guys like if you don't remember, you don't need to be a coder, you don't need to be a computer genius or anything like this. You just need to understand approximately good enough what is happening and like and then you just do it. Now, not a lot of people can explain those things easily because this is something complex. I haven't actually seen anybody explain this successfully to anybody uh, because most of the people who I see, they kind of either A, interested in just building automations and not really interested in building brands. So, and if I start explaining anything business to them, they kind of lose me right away. If I start focusing only automation, they start paying close attention. But at the instance I talk about something else like a different topic, that's when they lose me. But in order for you to succeed, guys, you need to morph your brain into the direction of thinking as a business, as a marketer, as a uh, as an automation expert, as combination of all of those things. It can't be like, hey, you know what? I'm interested in automation and get addicted, get your brain cooked, and then contacting me to save you and asking and helping you. I'm like, this. Although I offer that, I help people to get out of addictions, but this is I don't want you to get guys addicted from the beginning. I want you to just spawn money real quick, and then of course you could come back and you could say hello and be like, yo, I actually did that. And I'm going to be like, damn, this is awesome. This is amazing. But right now, what we're doing, we're just constructing this thing. So sw.js, let's just kind of see what that is. I should have just, yeah. Let me just delete that real quick. So sw.js, we're just pasting that. Now keep something in mind. This is a somewhat of a manual method. You're going to see a lot of gurus kind of flying through the code and using VS Code and all that other stuff. And like, that's all good and great, but it will not help you create innovative app that will help you grow your brand because you won't know what's happening behind the code. And then next time something breaks, you're not going to be able to explain to anybody what happened or have anybody be able to maintain the code. So um, now going here, so let's take a look further here. So right now we copied that. So we got sw.js, and what we're doing, we're caching over here. So now let's go ahead and we're gonna jump in into this folder real quick. Woohoo! We're jumping in into this folder, guys. Okay, we're jumping into the folder, and my wife is calling me now. She wants me to have dinner, but we're gonna try to we're gonna try to send this bad boy to the cloud, like sending a moon to the cloud. Woohoo! Guys, we're sending a moon to the a man to the moon right now. So yeah, CD stirring up um, stirring up the pot. LS. Oh my God! Like sometimes my brain is in a Linux world, sometimes it's in Windows. But let's go ahead and we right now we're just gonna build the package, and we're gonna submit the bad boy. We're gonna send it to the moon, straight to the moon. Let's go. Cloud. So we're just building the package, and what it's doing now is just taking all those files on the computer and in this folder over here, and it's just combining them all together into a package and sending it to the moon. Okay, not to the moon, but to the cloud run containerized environment. And this is where you get all the fun parts. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna run this command, and this is a simple command, guys. This is just a kind of if I show that around, this is the command. So first we go ahead and we do the g build, and then what we do, we send g cloud run deploy. Woohoo! So now we're gonna quickly send it over. Yay! We are about to finalize this. Look, now it's talking about starting the container. Keep something in mind, remote build output. All of this is kind of happening in Google Cloud. Inside of the container, it's not running. Keep something in mind, those containers are not running on your computer. They're running in the cloud. So right now we're just kind of starting the build. So the build is taking place, etc., etc., etc. And what exactly we're going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at. Um, so you should now see your PW interface as soon as we build it out. So will we see it? I don't know. Will we be able to interface with it? I don't know, but we'll see. Uh, is it the first step? Yes. Are we still far away from an avatar? I think so, because we're in a fundamental step. We haven't even invoked API or anything like this. We haven't really even constructed AI avatar. We just kind of have this skeleton structure over here. Um, so it's kind of starting the build. Okay, so it has been deployed. Okay, so now and serving 100% of the traffic. But I think what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and kind of take a look at this a little bit further, and we're gonna deploy this bad boy. Did we actually deploy this? Let's take a look and see. So right now we're just kind of sending a man to the moon, sending a man to the moon, guys. So right now, look, so we really do the first thing, we run this command, the build submit, and then the rest we're just gonna be, and it's just like what it's doing is taking everything, uh, kind of compressing it, creating it a tarball out of it, and just sending it out. And so this way it's faster. Now then we're gonna take steering up latest, and guys, keep something in mind. Once you have that basic backup kind of infrastructure created, you could, once you have basic setup, you could go ahead and just you could do the same thing in Gemini CLI. But as soon as you see how it's done manually, it's gonna give you kind of the wings of freedom to do more. So over here, notice how we, like, what did we do here? We over here uh, sub, we built this whole thing, and then we submitted it. So now we're gonna go here and we're gonna click on that, and let's see. And we're gonna see, like, what did we discover? Did we see anything? How does it look like? And keep something in mind, this is something that many of you guys could execute on your own. It says cloud run connector running, and it says you is not should now see. I don't really see the layout. So this is how you troubleshoot it, guys. So right now we sent the man to space, to the moon. This is the interface that we're trying to see over here. This is the interface steering up the pod. We went ahead and we quickly sent the man to the moon. Okay, not the man to the moon, but steering up the pod. We created this interface in Stitch, and now we are trying to run this in containerized environment. Got it. Sounds like your code and screen came from an exported Stitch or similar file. So right now, um, it's kind of thinking like what is going on. And of course, guys, keep something in mind. You could use Gemini CLI and Cloud Code and all sorts of other things. But right now, we're just kind of using the traditional method of playing out straight ChatGPT. You really don't want to be using any Cloud Code in your initial phases. There's a little hack that you could use for like Cloud Code and Gemini that makes it possible for you to use Gemini, but if you go above certain context, you use Cloud Code. But so let's just kind of quickly analyze the folder structure. It should look like this. So does it really actually look like this? And this is what we want to compare and be like, sheesh, we're totally getting cooked over here. This whole thing is not looking like this. Maybe we missed a step. So like PWA app. So I'm just gonna kind of quickly give it a context. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna say, no, this is not how I'm seeing the text structure. This is my structure. This is my skeleton structure. And then you kind of include the steering up the pod. And then over here, guys, some of you will say, well, what about all of that? Like, honestly, um, you could, like, if you don't see the same structure, also, I don't see PW app. Instead of like copying things, you could use like optical character recognition to quickly paste that in. There's a couple of ways you could skin this cat, but you could say something like options and PWA app is not. Also, I don't see PWA app. PWA app. Just start off with something small, like something that you could see. Don't try to like paste everything or whatever. Forget about all that. But what you could do if you wanted to use like a quick way to tell the structure um, to your kind of a you know to AI, you could do it like this. You could do CD and then CD steering up the pod and then the dir and then just take all of that like this, carry over that structure this way. So some of you probably going to be like, oh, I know how to include the structure. I'm going to take a screenshot of that and convert that into text and then send it over. But all you got to do is just use this. Then, of course, this is my structure. Now, it will quickly evaluate and will adjust. And this is just kind of a quick way, guys, that you could use ChatGPT. It's not a big deal. And of course, while all of this is happening, guys, remember what we're cooking. We got this structure over here. It's loading a little bit. So what exactly are we doing? We are cooking this up. This is like if I show that to you over here, we could kind of show you this stuff. And as you can see, we're injecting marketing angles directly into your iPhone. Of course, if I would pop my laser pointer. So here's step one, here's step five. We're injecting marketing angles directly into your iPhone. And then what are we doing in between? Well, there's all those steps taking in between. There's Zapier, there's Pushcut on your computer, all of that. And there's all sorts of marketing angles. It travels through the Firebase. And what we're doing, we're injecting the AI avatar. That's what we're working on. We're trying to get the AI avatar to see your face, to communicate with you, and inject context and receive back context and motivate you to spend some more money and helping you be addicted to building your TikTok shop now. And of course, making more money with a TikTok shop pet products. But looks like, let's take a look what it mentioned. So we kind of went ahead and quickly included this. Here's the plan. Your current setup looks like this. So we're going to kind of, okay, steering up the pot dashboard. Let me see, wait a second, like what is going on? Steering up the pot dashboard. It kind of looks like something is off. I don't like this. Steering up the pot. Okay, so its folder is empty. Hold on, I'm gonna remove that steering up the pot dashboard because I copied the files over here. I don't want to confuse it. So I already have the files screen. This is a screen PNG, and I have index.png. So this is what it looks like. Here's a steering up the pot individual steps, and index .html is there. So let me go ahead and just quickly tell it like, hey, dir, And of course, guys, we're doing this in Windows. Sometimes I do this in Linux. I showed you in Linux with WSL, but this is this is Windows. And of course, you've seen in previous workshop how we do that. Um, no, actually, this is my structure. So just kind of correct the ChatGPT. Don't try to evaluate too many steps, guys, when you're looking at the responses of ChatGPT. Make sure you provide a very good input. And when you get that very good input to AI, it's going to kind of respond back to you. While it's responding, you could kind of doom scroll a little bit, take a look at what's going on over here. So it says rename the folder. Obviously, it's not irrelevant for us. Hit inside, whatever, because we don't really want to use that. So add stitch interface. So take your two stitch export files and drop them directly inside stirring up the pod. And we do have them. So we do have code.html from stitch. So now do we have the code? No, we have index.html. So replace your index.html, everything inside your current index.html with a simple version that displays stitch layout. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, we're gonna go here, steering up the pod. So we have index.html. So index.html, but okay. Now test locally. We could probably test locally, but I don't want to do this yet. I want to kind of I have index. I'm going to need to let it know that I already replaced what's inside of, already renamed code file into index.html earlier. So you kind of want to let it know if you already did that, but let's see what it's going to come back with. And it's a little bit slow today, but um, let's take that code HTML. Damn, this is so slow today. I should probably get a ChatGPT version. ChatGPT, another version, the plus version. Or you know what, I'll probably jump to Gemini, but I don't want to do it because everything is steering up the pod. All context is here. I kind of want to work within ChatGPT. So come on, why is it loading so slow? While it's loading, guys, we're gonna we're gonna do like here's what we're gonna do. Gonna jump in and we're gonna test the steering up the pod locally. And of course, guys, steering up the pod was one of those crazy titles that I came up with after watching. By the way, guys, those automations work like a clock. Those automation didn't just come from nowhere; they came from rigorous research. And um, what we do, we snipe TikTok gurus out there, and we figured out ways what works, and then we operationalize it into Fluid Fusion automations. Need to install the following packages. I bet. Let's proceed. So we're just gonna quickly do that. And of course, guys, when we snipe some of those experts, we don't really want to be thinking like, oh, is this thing working, not working, or like, what do we need to do when we go on TikTok to grow our brand? We don't really like want to learn anything. We just want to follow step by step each individual processes. So I think let's just open up localhost. I don't have it's running on HTTP. Um, we don't really have any SSL or certificates running. I mean, that's fine. I could probably use Cloudflare. So still, oh, okay. So wow, okay. So it is working. So what's going on? How come it's not running on a cloud run? Okay, let's go ahead and just kind of, because um, I ran it locally. So I ran it locally. I'm seeing interface. Something is not right with Cloud Run. Why am I not seeing the interface on Cloud Run container? And of course, guys, as we whipping this out, guys, don't get scared, like thinking this is complicated. This is really easy. It's just like at the end of the day, you don't even need to know any of this stuff, guys. What you really need to know is how to get a bunch of fire products from China and resell them on TikTok Shop, and how to make sure you don't lose your shirt in the process of doing so. that is the hyper focus for you guys. Like all of this stuff is easy over here, building apps or anything like this using AI and like, but at the end of the day, like all, some of you will probably say, well, Rome, I don't get it. I don't really see like what is the purpose of this? How come not just run them on shortcuts with shortcuts? The reason why, guys, is because we don't want it to be like shortcuts don't really. We want to. The thing is, we want to be in control of your brand to help you succeed. And shortcuts are like local, even though you could make them fully like sort of not local, but um, fully like centralized. You could totally do that with just shortcuts, but we want something concrete. We want an interface, and we want to be able to stay in more control of each individual steps as you're navigating through each step without having to screw around locally with some of those kind of closed ecosystems of shortcuts. We don't really want to do that, but we still want to use those shortcuts to get ahead of the game. And to do that, really, let's see, like, okay, what's going on? So we got steering up the pod. Um, so we got this thing. So Cloud G around services proxies. So you can SSH into container and see if it exists. Okay, and then and verify well, it does exist. I'm pretty sure it does exist. Uh, but I mean, let's kind of do that, guys. I mean, how bad can it be? We just now. So we're just gonna quickly, and of course, guys, all of this stuff over here, we're just operating in cloud containers. We're running this in US East 4 region. The closer you are, the better it is. This command requires Cloud Run proxy component to be installed. Would you like? Yeah, I bet. So we're gonna quickly install that. And guys, like keep something in mind, we're building the whole luxury pet brand. So this is not like one trick, one trick pony kind of automations. No, this is the fully blown automations that just makes things like easy for us to control the brand and help other brands in the process. So this command requires um, proxy. Okay, didn't it just say that restarting the command? Okay, I'm just going to do it again. Yes. And okay, so your current Google Cloud CLI versions 5.2, etc. For the latest release notes, whatever. Once started, cancel. Do you want to continue? Yes, that's fine. We just quickly, guys. We're really doing like this fast. We're not trying to be like a super duper crazy automation, scalable to millions of users. No, we're not doing any of that, guys. We're just doing it for our own talent agency, for our own brand, and any other kind of brands that we're working with who need this. And of course, there's going to be gazillions of people who need that as well. Now, the cool part about it is it just makes it super easy for you as a person to like take control of your brand without really kind of really without being needing to know much. Like uh, the best way I could kind of describe this, you don't really need to know what is a cloud run, what is a proxy, what is all of that stuff. What you really need to know is how do I build a brand, luxury pet brand, and how do I make money out of it, and how do I get people to sell my products on TikTok Shop. Focus on this goal, guys, and I promise you everything is going to become easy. Now, while it's cooking up, let me just kind of show you the phases that you're going to be going through while it's getting cooked real quick. We're going to go here. And guys, keep something in mind. When you start studying all of those gurus, you could come back to this channel and you could be like, hey, Rome, I discovered some crazy way for finding viral products on TikTok for TikTok shop. Can you please like explore that together with me, and I could connect you with my feudal hustler, who most certainly will, and they're available to train you in feudal incubators that we provide for luxury pet moms and other side hustlers. But the idea here is, guys, fairly relatively simple. Like, so the whole entire process of while this is getting cooked real quick, this is kind of let me just whip out. Notice if you scroll back to my previous videos, guys, you probably will see um, you probably will be like, oh my God, like there's so much information. But the idea here is, so you have this launch phase. So you have this is your pre-launch, launch, post-launch, and continuous research, systemizing and scaling, and threat stacking throughout the process of growing your feudal kingdom. Your feudal kingdom is your luxury pet brand, and of course, guys, when you're going through each phase, you're gonna have gazillions of other use cases and automations. Right now, we worry about the actual tech stack for how we can interact with bougie boss moms throughout each of those phases. So anyway, guys, without further ado, we're going faster. We're going here. Okay, so we got this proxying to cloud run, steering out the pod. Yay! Okay. Uh, okay, performing post-processing steps done. Okay, so what? let's just kind of take a look. And let's see. Let's do, you can SSH into container and do this curl HTTPS local HTTPS 8080. Okay, I think we could do that. Yeah, let's do that. And so it's just kind of, it made the little proxy connected. Okay, so I mean, that's pretty cool. So we kind of converted this thing into local proxy code. We're getting this. If you see HTML11, that means app is serving fine. This might be revision. Yes, I'm seeing. Yes, I'm seeing. Yes, I'm seeing it's serving fine. Can you paste your index or Docker file here? Okay, sure. Let's go ahead and open up Docker file. So it's serving fine. I tried proxying. Okay, so let's kind of do this, guys. We're doing this. Woohoo! We're doing this quickly. Let's go ahead and take the Docker file, and we're going to include that Docker file. We're going to paste that in. So this is the Docker file that is in that folder. We're going to quickly paste that in. Boom. Okay, so this is the Docker file, and this is the Docker file, and yes, I can see it's responding, but no UI for the steps. Okay, so quickly, boom, we're gonna put that in, and then we're gonna take a look at a couple of other things. We're going super fast, guys. We're going super fast. So right now we're just kind of connected through the cloud run. So this command over here is kind of cool because you're literally proxying the request directly onto your onto your local device, which is kind of, that's pretty dope. It's basically like running a local computer, but you're running it on a proxy. Okay, so let's see. So this is the interface. We're getting close. We're getting close. Workshops, nothing. Obviously, those things are not kind of working. We're gonna take a look over here and let's see. Do we have anything here? So here, I understand the content you shared, etc. Recap of super select base and more. We get a bunch of other stuff. Gosh, why is it so slow? Okay, so correct. Index data serving your PWA. Replace your current with this exact version. So with this exact version, okay, that's fine. Let's just kind of quickly do that. I'm gonna go like this, and we're gonna index.js. Woohoo! We're going super fast. Index.js. Yes, so we are replacing that. And what is that? It kind of require path, etc. Okay. So I'm gonna copy that index.js into the file, the path backup. Okay. So I'm gonna quickly um, actually it's already copied, so I'm just gonna quickly here go here index.js, and we're just gonna copy that into here. Okay, boom. Now express, manifest, now redeploy. Okay, so we're gonna quickly redeploy, and of course right now we guys are just proxying the requests in, but we're gonna quickly redeploy this bad boy over here. So this proxy trick is pretty cool, right? Basically it allows you to jump to the cloud and serve everything locally from the cloud directly on your computer. But what we're gonna do next, we're gonna quickly deploy the whole settings over here, deploy the steering up the pod Freedom Fusion automation on the phone. And of course, guys, this is what it looks like already right now on the browser. And we just gotta get through the basic UI and then try to get us into getting that AI avatar to start squabbling up together inside of the automation. But just this is what it looks like, just in case you guys wondering. So the idea is as you're building your luxury pet store, you're navigating through all of those complexities, guys. So those complexities are you're going through pre-launch, launch, post-launch, continuous research, systemizing, and scaling, and many other things. As you're going through, oh my God, my battery is about to die. So we're gonna quickly, guys, redeploy the app. We're gonna try that, and if it works, we are golden. We're good to go. If it doesn't, then we still got a little homework to do. But think of it this way: this Freedom Fusion automations that we're building, it makes it easy for you to grow your feudal kingdom one feudal land at a time and have a bunch of people helping you get rich. That's basically the idea. So, and of course, guys, it's not for everybody. Not everybody sitting there on the weekends and deploying some of those Freedom Fusion automations, but like just remember all of those phases as you're going through those phases. But let's go ahead now. I think we finished building this bad boy, and what we're going to be doing, we're going to be deploying the in US East region. We're going to be deploying this Cloud Run instance, and there we go. It's kind of making it happen. Whatever, whatever. So unrecognized commands, we're just going to do this real quick. We really don't want to run into those problems, but because we're getting I'm using regular command line interface, so that's why we're getting some of those errors. So ChatGPT it's getting cooked a little bit. While it's getting cooked, um, it's just gonna come back with us with a one-liner code. So this way we could quickly deploy this. So use this one-liner instead. Windows already. Okay, so we're just gonna quickly deploy this bad boy. Let's go ahead. Let it cook a little bit, and then we're good to go. Then we get to see if this thing is going to start serving this UI mm, from there. Now, keep something in mind. If you're thinking of any other ways to do this any faster way, you may be correct. You could do this through other ways, but at the end of the day, if you don't understand how everything is built, it's going to be kind of hard for you to support it down the road. So yeah, let's go ahead and see. Did it like what's going on? Let's take a look real quick. So we know that this is working locally for us because we're able to see the connection request. We were able to see it locally, but it wasn't working on the cloud. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the cloud. Congratulations, we are done. We have managed to get the interface up and running on the cloud. And we're not paying for this unless we're accessing it. Is this real? Is this actually on the internet? Yes, it's real. It's on the internet. Now, let me kind of provide quickly in a summary what we did. And so this way you could kind of understand where we're going. So this is the Bougie Boss Mom over 40. Let me kind of go ahead and explain to you the business concept in combination with AI content-driven automations to help you kind of see and understand all of those pieces together. So problem. So once again, guys, the problem is it's a huge problem that we're trying to solve. The problem is we're trying to solve um, the inconsistency issue when moms over 40 trying to make more sales. Unfortunately, they become victims of being a process prisoner, doing the same exact over and over and over again and not seeing any results. What we do, we come in and we help them no longer be the process prisoner. We help them to stir up the pot on the internet using two different iPhones. So they have two iPhones, hub and spoke. We're using hub and spoke architecture where they use two iPhones, and what we do, we inject some of those automations into their iPhone. The whole process happens this way. So we got a laser point over here, and I'm just going to kind of show you. So the first thing we do, we feed the marketing angles. Our talent agency feeds those mom viral marketing angles, and those marketing angles end up on the phones. And of course, mom is really happy because now she doesn't have to think what kind of marketing angle to go about when promoting her luxury pet brand. Now, this is where all the fun starts kicking in, and all the other little things start happening. And of course, guys, right now you're kind of looking at this, you're probably saying, "Hey, Rome, I don't understand it. Can you please help me better understand it?" Um, okay, let me kind of help you better understand this. This way you kind of see see what's going on. But let me just kind of switch the screen. So the idea is, forget the laser pointers for now. I'm just going to kind of click on each one. So the idea is you could take screenshots of them if you want to do this quick, but you could take screenshots of all of those steps over here. So what we're doing, this is the architecture. We got Firebase, we got Firestore, we got Stitch. We're designing the phone app in Stitch. We're using two iPhones. So luxury pet moms over 40, they're stirring up the pot on the internet, meaning it's not enough for them to go ahead and create a video that is going to bomb. It's not going to get any views. Instead, you're going to waste your time. You're going to get no leads, no sales, no nothing, crickets. And moms are not, they're so busy with their pets, cats, and kids and dogs, they don't really have any time to process any of those complex viral trends that are taking place on the internet. They really they don't want to think of anything. They just want a nice friendly pop-up with a little avatar that says, "Hello, I'm ready to guide you. I'm ready to guide you in building in growing your luxury pet store." And of course, there's other many different things over here, guys. Many different marketing angles. And speaking of Sora 2, I don't know if you guys can see Sora 2. We created a Fluid Fusion automation for Sora 2 watermarks, removing the watermarks. I don't know if you guys had a chance to take a look at that. We released it today. But the idea here is, guys, those avatars, those marketing angles from that step, from step 8, we want to have that marketing angle. So we want to have the phone interface be on the not on like how should I say that? The phone interface is not on the computer. I mean, it's not on an iPhone and it's not on a computer. It's in the cloud. So, guys, I hope that is clear. Now, what exactly are we doing? We're just whipping out those containers and we're sending pieces of code. What kind of code? This code. Where did we get that code? We used Stitch. We used Stitch interface to create it. What is Stitch? If you go to Stitch, and you could easily go ahead and you just literally say what you want to build, and it will go ahead and build your interface. Here's the different types of interfaces. Okay, so it's kind of happening the previous month. You have employee feedback dashboard. So example user, we could kind of go to all designs, homemade pizza cooking, and here's an example of us stirring up the pot dashboard. Now, why do we need an interface? And of course, guys, you could some of you will say, well, I know already how to build an interface. I want a fully blown solution that helps me make money. And I get it, guys, but it all starts with you understanding the business model and understanding what your customer is going to be going through. And then eventually building little things like this. And all you do is you just say a couple of things like, hey, I need an app to do this and this and that. But where do you know how do you get the idea to even generate that? Where do you even fathom those ideas? Where do they come from? Guys, there's gazillions of incredible ideas. Go on TikTok, doom scroll through a bunch of gurus out there, see some of those strategies they use to spawn money for their TikTok shop. And then you figure out what strategies they use and use manually. They always describe those strategies. And then you go ahead and you snipe them. When you snipe them, you listen to their conversation, you transcribe their conversation directly into ChatGPT. You let it cook a bit and say, hey, look, I've seen this guru. He talked about stirring up the pot, finding the controversies, viral comments, responding to them, and using multiple TikTok accounts to do that. And supposedly that stirs up the pot. It makes controversial kind of it makes it more controversial for other people to leave comments in a TikTok video. How do I go ahead and design something like this? And then you end up with a crazy looking design. It will tell you, well, do this and that. It will give you the sequential steps. But when it gives you sequential steps, you need to turn off the ChatGPT thinking mode from your brain, meaning you need to completely remove your concept of thinking of what the actual product, what it tells you. How do I do this? How do I remove my brain and effectively you're going to have a couple of thought processes happening in your brain. The first thought process is going to be, so you snipe a bunch of TikTok gurus, and keep something in mind, those TikTok gurus, they getting thousands of viewers, millions of them, and they go ahead and reveal those strategies. And believe me, those strategies work, guys. And what you do, but how do you, it doesn't help you listening to some guru for hours and all information coming in into one ear, coming out of another ear, and then you totally don't know what to do. It totally doesn't help you. So what you do instead, you snipe them. You snipe whatever they offer. And of course, what you do, you put that context into ChatGPT, you transcribe everything they're talking about, and then generate a sequence diagram. Sequence diagram is going to look like this, and it's going to be approximately good enough. It's going to be approximately close enough. It doesn't need to be super perfect, but it needs to be approximately good enough for you to kind of mentally for yourself understand each individual processes that are going to be taking place on your phone and on your hub iPhone and non-hub iPhone. And you need to kind of approximately good enough understand what exactly you're trying to do. Think about it. Okay, here's a bougie boss mom who is creating a product video. You kind of need to think about every time you try to build something, guys, you got to look at this thing. You got to keep looking at this thing, at this graph over here. Let me show you this graph. So when you're building this automation, this solution, You're looking at those three phases. And when you're looking at all those three phases, when you have to ask yourself, where does this automation fall in those three phases? So obviously, guys, like if you found a viral product and you want to spend money with it, but you yourself, there's a low chance that you yourself going to be creating videos yourself and having them videos uploaded. No, you're going to be getting hiring the UGC creators, but you don't want those UGC creators to give you garbage work. You want them to be like spawning money for you. So you want to feed them those angles, but you don't want to be. But you obviously need to understand what those how to do this manually. But trying to explain to UGC creator how to do this sequence diagram manually is like trying to solve a triple murder mystery, guys. So instead, what you do, you operationalize it. Okay, guys. Now this is a guys. This year alone, I made $600,000. $600,000. Have you guys seen $600,000 in your wallet? Ever have you tried to fill that in your wallet? $600,000. That's a lot of money, and none of that came from automations or anything that I'm showing you over here. It came from life, guys. When you live in life, you live life in things come to you in an unexpected manner. You could be making money from real estate, stocks, from many different things. My biggest advice to you is don't have a preconceived notion of striking gold just because you built something. Never ever have that preconceived notion. This will help you become rich. Now, but if you really wanted to like take this to the next level, you sniped the TikTok gurus. You found a way you created the sequence diagram. If you follow the sequence diagram directly like this and then do that on a phone, you're gonna discover like, oh damn, I couldn't really open up ChatGPT app, or I couldn't really open up another app, or be like, oh damn, this feature is missing, and this whole sequence diagram goes out of the window. But because you have concrete understanding about how this whole concept of stirring up the pot happens with using multiple two iPhones, you know that you need two TikTok accounts, business and personal. You know you need to have two iPhones, and you know that you need to have guided prescriptive steps for luxury pet mom what to do. Why? Why not like do this manually? Why she can't do this manually? Guys, do you know how many different strategies there is in order for you to make more sales? There's infinite number of angles coming out almost every single day. And all of those gurus are like super experts in selling things. And if you're a luxury pet brand and you really want to have people promoting your product, like sure, you could find some really amazing UGC creators, but they will scam the heck out of you. You're gonna lose your shirt so quick, and you not even know what hit you. Why? Because nobody's gonna know your product better than you as a brand owner. Therefore, you need to provide the marketing angles that makes total sense for you. Now, can you just copy them and send it over to UGC creators and say, take a look, a bunch of videos that I found on the internet and go ahead and recreate something similar? Yes, absolutely, you could do that. But it's still going to be, it's still not going to give you an opportunity to include more different variated angles where you could stay in control of your UGC creators and be able to like essentially prescribe to them those marketing angles. So this way you could be like, oh, you know what, this product is actually fire for Christmas. You know what? Go ahead and let me infuse to my army of UGC creators this Christmas marketing angle. And by the way, make it spiced up with a bunch of Sora 2 video and some other concept about the product that makes it stand out. But I want them to do it based on this particular well-researched angle, not because of just their experience or whatever, or preconceived notion that they're super good and everything is going to work out. No, it's going to be driven based on data in combination of with their expertise. But in order for you to guys to pull this off, you really need to be in you need to have a centralized based interface. And of course, guys, this centralized interface, what we did, we quickly created this right here. So once again, I'm summarizing what we did. We started out with Stitch interface. You could do this for free. Stitch, you can quickly design this. This should take you like 5 minutes to design. The hardest part, guys, the hardest part is not creating an interface. The hardest part is not creating the automation. The hardest part is discovering the direction for your own self, for your future self. That is the hardest part. Now, the only way you're going to be able to discover that direction is when you look at something that you could repeat multiple times, something that, like, for example, trends change, people change, everything change. But your tech stack that you can use to infuse all of this context directly into your customers' minds, it could be sure it could also change, but it could the concept of the design, the central design, it could be the same. It's just push and pull. We're talking about push and pull. It's like math. 2 plus 2 is equals 4. It's always going to be 4. Well, unless you're using different module, you could technically have 10 plus 3, which is, you know, um, 13, but it could really be not 13. Some of you will say, well, how is that possible? In different module, guys, you could have 10 plus 3 equals 1 if you look at the clock. So guys, don't think too much about any of that other than, okay, we created an interface. We got to think about the next thing. The next thing for your homework, guys, is to see now we managed to send the man to space, the moon, and created this locally. Like what is it? So this is the interface running locally. I showed you also how to proxy the connections from Cloud Run directly into a computer and run it locally. And I showed you over here how it's running on the internet. The next thing what we really got to do, guys, is get the avatar. We need to figure out how to get that AI avatar infused through each individual step. Now, some of you will say, well, what happens when you hit the launch button? So when you hit the launch button, a couple of things got to happen. I'm going to give you the context, guys, for this way it will help you think for what to do, how to do it. And then you could come back to me in next live workshop and gonna be like, hey Rome, I'm willing to take a swing at this, and can I do this together and do this with ChatGPT and see if I could pull it off? And I'll be like, I bet, let me go ahead and see you try. And then I could give you like a shot to go ahead and give you an opportunity to interact with the entire tech stack with all the tools. So this way you could do this for this automation or the upcoming automation that we're whipping out. So this way you get an opportunity to get the hands-on skills. This is same skills that are not taught in college. And of course, guys, some of you may not know, but our company has been featured by Pepsi, billion-dollar company, and this is my other company that I managed to sell. Every service you see over here is, you know, we actually offer. I'm still a consultant for this company, but it was my original company, and I sent it over. I ended up selling this site to another bigger company. And of course, this is our other side over here, Fit Infusion System. If you are struggling with anything like any kind of automations or wanted to, and not even automations, we're not an automation company. I don't want you guys to get confused. We're a talent agency, but if you are interested in getting some of those automations integrated for your luxury pet brand, then definitely reach out. Just let us know, fill out the form, include what you would be interested, what kind of sales rep, who referred you, what kind of automations, what kind of services you're interested, whether it's Fit Infusion automations or Fit Infusion System CRM, or if you're interested in our thread stack or whatever feudal incubators that you're interested, let us know, and then we'll get back to you. If you have some custom things, custom needs, or want to build your luxury pet brand and really don't have anybody to turn to and ask for help, you could get package of hours from us. And of course, you either use it or lose it, those hours. So you got to use them. Like you could purchase like 20 hours from us and we'll provide the top notch service. And of course, guys, I'm also a real estate investor. This is my other side. So fitinfusionproperties.com. And over here, you could kind of see all the other things relevant to real estate. And of course, guys, if you want to learn more about any of the stuff, then we do have a community. My subscription fee is only $14.99 into ThreadStack. This is what ThreadStack is.
I'm hot year round, no 4 seasons. When we at the pool, fill it up with tequila. She don't take shots, but she just had 4. She ain't finna have a boyfriend no more. See, I'm outside and you gotta understand, I don't wanna see none of this on the gram. Sweet life like Zach and Cody. Baby, don't leave home unless the bag is on me. It's hard to get any better when I'm in this mode. Elevator straight to the penthouse with a nice road. Late check out depending on how the night go. Neighbor got a noise complaint, that's how I go.
ThreadStack provided everything I need to finally have balanced digital life that I always wanted. Plus, I can afford more travel now too.
The idea here is relatively simple. Now you could kind of got a quick.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today,
ThreadStack provided everything I need to finally have balanced digital life that I always wanted. Plus, I can afford more travel now too.
I'm able to switch between my offers real quick and kind of get you everything you need to quickly understand what to do, how to do it, that kind of stuff. Um, this is the type of skills you're going to get in feudal incubators. So feudal incubators, once again, guys, what the feudal incubators are, it's the custom training program for luxury pet moms and side hustlers from overseas, where you learn how to build your own TikTok shop dropshipping pet store and get other people to promote it for you. So this way you become rich. Now, what does it involve? It involves many different processes. And of course, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be using deep research, avatars, offers, core beliefs, constructing different marketing angles, building all sorts of style videos, learning how to do this, how to systemize everything, learn how to build all sorts of tech stacks. You're going to get access to your own Freedom Fusion System CRM. So this way you could have full control of all of your pipelines, of all of those processes, especially as you finding some of those viral products that you're going to be buying from suppliers in China. And of course, you want to make the right decision. You don't want to buy a product like 1,000 units of luxury pet brushes and nobody buys them. You want to learn how to do that and like how to not get scammed and all that other stuff. And this is what we provide in Feudal Incubator. And of course, ThreadStack is our low ticket offer. It's only $14.99 per month. And you get access with ThreadStack, you get access to our automations as well when we build them out. But with Feudal Incubators, and think of ThreadStack as our low ticket offer, and our feudal incubators are high ticket offer. So what do we do in feudal incubators? We help you build your luxury pet consulting digital offer, package it all into community with a course combo. We give you access to the course, and we'll help you get introduced. We'll introduce that physical luxury pet offer, because essentially you're gonna be as you gonna be building your TikTok shop, you're going to be using all those Freedom Fusion automations. You're going to become the future you. You're going to be doing like many different activities, finding, researching products, making sure that those products hit the criteria, viral criteria. And obviously we don't want you to get scammed or fail. So and also we want to help you solve all those problems as well along the way. So there's many different things. That is not to say that you could just learn for free from all of the YouTube videos if you wanted to, but if you wanted to have more encouragement, accountability, and support, then of course this is what's available for you. We also have try before you commit challenge. So our formal training is Feudal Incubator. Our informal training is ThreadStack. If you were to get access to ThreadStack, you get access to our community. We have close to 100,000 side hustlers and close to 100 coaches. We also have grants available. So if you don't have any money and wanted to build a business and wanted to apply for a grant, um, we have coaches available to help you apply for the grant. So this way you can have enough money to hire our feudal hustlers on package based on package of hours within the feudal incubator, and also have everything you need like Freedom Fusion System, CRM, and all of those AI automations to help you go through each of those pre-launch, launch, and post-launch phase. And we would work exclusively together with our feudal incubator subscribers to help you um, build whatever the other kind of automations that we come across, because there's many different phases in this life cycle. And like you don't want to be in a situation where you end up getting overwhelmed. Like when you imagine receiving a thousand pet brushes in your TikTok shop fulfillment center, and then out of a sudden you run out of supply, or you ran out of, or like you got something but you got smoked because apparently you didn't follow the criteria for making sure that this product passes all the paperwork and doesn't get stopped by customs and all sorts of other crazy things. And definitely there's many risk factors, and we'll help you minimize those risk factors and guide you. And of course, if you want to try before you commit, our feudal incubator, where we give you the product and you practice all the marketing with that product. We'll give you the budget, you stick with it, and you help us become more richer. And of course, in the process, you get the benefit of learning, and simultaneously, once you get more comfortable in running those ads, you can be like, I bet I actually want to have my own brand. I want to build it, and then you could jump into the feudal incubator. Then, of course, if you were to join ThreadStack, which is our recommendation, start off with ThreadStack for anybody, because it includes thousands of workshops, many premium guides, and higher accountability, encouragement, and support than for our free members. So anyway, guys, like today we created a quick interface. You could quickly pause on some of those other things, and we have other automations like iPhone engagement machine that is absolutely crazy. Like if you're still using SMS in 2025, guys, you're getting scammed. You got to be using iMessage. iMessage is a lot easier for you to use in terms of responding back to your high profile leads because they see you coming like as a friend, not like some marketing agency or anything like that. So obviously, guys, if you haven't seen what is iPhone engagement machine, definitely take a look at that. You could quickly like take a screenshot of what that is and look on our YouTube channel. But the idea is, guys, as we whipping out those automations, you get access to them regardless if you're a member of our feudal incubator or thread stack. It's just with for feudal incubator members, you get your own Freedom Fusion system CRM, you get access to our Freedom Fusion automations, you get access to dedicated workshops from our feudal hustlers, multiple pills of freedom, everything a lot more than you would get with just thread stack, which is why we charge more for that. And because we also using Freedom Fusion system CRM for ourselves, obviously you get all the automations that we already booked, we already created. Like those automations include with Slack, for example, when you start going on Zoom and creating videos, you don't want to look like unprofessional type of person when you're going online and meet with your clients. You want to be super professional. You want to have everything getting dropped from all those automations directly inside of your channels. So like when we go live, we have transcripts coming in. When you go on Zoom, everything gets dropped into Notion. We have Notion automations. We have all sorts of pipelines, chatbots, and all sorts of ways for you to take control of your customers. And this is in a feudal incubator that I'm showing you. If you were to join, you would get access to a feudal incubator like this, depending on which one you want to join. We have different kinds. This one is Freedom Fusion Digital. The core focal area is digital faceless marketing. So if you have no digital faceless marketing skills or you wanted to like specialize on that, then you would join Freedom Fusion Digital Feudal Incubator. If you wanted to join, if you wanted to be more like an automation route, then you would join Freedom Fusion Track. If you wanted to like not do anything at all and just mimic my nephew's trades, he does forex trades, and you just mimic his trades and do exactly what he does, where you don't need to learn anything, and you'll be able to pay off all of your AI tools. So if somebody is ever asking questions like, "Hey, I don't have any money for any of that," don't tell me that I didn't give you a way out. And I literally explained to you like, "Hey, you could get grants. You could just DM the word PATH on my Insta, PATH on my Insta. The link is in the bio already. I showed you the link earlier, but if you guys want to see the link is basically right here, bio.link/. Freedom Fusion System. Freedom Fusion System. Now, depending on where you want to join, um, there's different core area of expertise. So Freedom Fusion Track is for AI content-driven automations. Freedom Fusion Pitch is for if you wanted to develop sales skills. Freedom Fusion Gain is for if you don't want to learn anything at all. You just mimic my nephew's trades, and you get some free trades as well. And Freedom Fusion Digital, if you have like limited digital faceless marketing skills. Like if you don't have digital faceless marketing skills, you might as well don't start any business at all, guys. It's that serious. It's that crazy serious, guys. Unfortunately, that's the case. And of course, if you were to join it, you would get access to our Freedom Fusion digital guide, where you have all sorts of strategies in there, and you get pills of freedom getting dropped. And those pills of freedom, like they're gonna look like this. You open them up and you jump in, and you like each pill of freedom is packed with all sorts of references, all sorts of like the difficulty level, what to do, how to do it, and like here's it literally like it gives you the tea, all the tea you need in order to um, develop this skill. So, and of course there's many different pills of freedom. Each we construct those pills of freedom specifically for our members. This is our company structure over here. And of course, guys, we're using Notion. And of course, this is our feudal incubator called Freedom Fusion Digital. If you look at those pills of freedom, you would be getting access to all of those different pills of freedom. And when we drop them, you can get access to them in Slack channel. And of course, you click on them and like you learn, you see what this pill of freedom, whether it's premium pill of freedom or any other kind of pill of freedom, you click on threads to learn to get additional information about it. And we have different kind of it focuses on different types of problems. When you pop one pill, it kind of helps you solve another problem, etc., etc., etc. You if we build an automation, So we have different types of pills, blue pills and red pills. Blue is theoretical and red pill is practical. Red pill is when you actually have to execute, and blue pill is where you're learning, mostly learning. Red pill is practical. Like for example, the red pill, like if you start going through them, you're gonna have a lot of learning to do before you even start popping any of those red pills, guys. Because honestly, guys, if you don't learn this, it's gonna be hard to execute anything. But because being that feudal incubator member, you get more personalized approach and advice. So you could jump in and you could say, hey, you know what? I'm building my luxury pet brand, but I'm really like in a pre-launch phase. I don't know what to do. I need like some automation that will help me find some UGC creators, and I just need some guidance like how to do this. And we get on a call. We brainstorm some of the steps that you could follow in order to figure out how to build a AI automation that makes it easy for you to blast content across multiple UGC creators, get them into your pipeline, and this way you're going to be like a digital feudal lord sitting there in a central, seeing everything from a central place, looking who responded back and not losing leads. And of course, if you guys are wondering what Freedom Fusion system looks like, it's just it's a CRM system trusted by thousands of successful businesses, and well, built on a platform by trusted by thousands of successful businesses, and it has all sorts of AI chatbots, all sorts of things. I take a look at my previous workshops. I don't want to log into it now because I'm about to get some food real quick, but you could take a look at the previous workshop, see what it looks like inside of it. But basically, it has AI chat bots, phone numbers, SMS, plus we integrated with the iPhone engagement thing. So this way, when you use iPhone, your iMessage, you get like, let's say you get a lead, and the lead comes in into your iPhone, and then you get a friendly kind of a pop-up with the pushcut thing. Pushcut is a little software. We tell you exactly what software to install on your phone. So this way you're never gonna feel like a process prisoner again. You're gonna have so this way you could get those direct feedbacks, direct automations kicking in, being sent into your phone. Because face it, you're never on your computer. You're rarely on your computer when you're always on a go in real life, and many other people are always on a go in real life. Rarely do they ever sit down on a computer and be like, hey, you know what, let me execute this automation. No, you're quickly going to forget about how to do, what to do, in which part of the phase life cycle is going to be. You're going to quickly kind of lose context out of it. So what we do, we send them over to the phone, and then once you get them on the phone, you're gonna be like, oh, I bet I gotta run this, I gotta execute this. Sometimes the automation kick in when you have a lead, and that lead is gonna come in directly into your phone, and you don't want to be responding with some generic SMS message or anything like this and lose the lead, high profile lead. Instead, you want to respond back with a personalized message, with a little friendly message that pops up on your phone, and then you'll be like, I bet, let me go ahead and create a respond to this person. And of course, in the process, you get all the script for how to respond back to the person, and you just read from the teleprompter and respond back to the person. But you don't respond back to the person in SMS, you responded back in iMessage. And then you go ahead and redirect that person to your Freedom Fusion system CRM, where they could continue communicating with the chatbot, and you could track of your lead, keep track of the lead, that kind of stuff. So there's many different elements for Freedom Fusion System CRM. There's email nurturing campaigns, book appointment system, all that stuff will set you up. So this way you don't have to, like, you could have your own calendar. You don't ever have to worry about like, oh man, like somebody didn't register for the calendar. You also, what we'll do, we'll help you get set up with like, when you go online on Zoom, we'll literally tell you tech stack you gotta have. Obviously, you gotta have Zoom, guys. If you want to succeed, you definitely gotta have Zoom, and you gotta have Notion. You gotta have Freedom Fusion System CRM. You gotta have Pushcut. You gotta have CapCut. You gotta have Captions. Those are the apps that are like absolutely mandatory, and Zapier, of course, Zapier, and a Google Drive, at least the Google Drive. As long as you have that tech stack, you'll be able to build your luxury pet brand. But it has to be gradually. I don't want you to start like right away and get the fully blown system or anything like this, and then you're going to be so cooked, not knowing what to do. Instead, You're going to start off gradually. You jump into thread stack. You get to know our coaches. You get to know. You could talk to me as well in our community. We have close to 100,000 members, and of course, we have over 100 coaches. And of course, guys, what you want to do, you want to give them what they want. Okay, guys, give them what they want. And also, a couple of things. When I say give them what they want, this is what I mean.
it's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that'll reach that, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. Hey. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Hot key, keep a horn on me. That come my seat. IP ownership, the blueprint is by me. Mr. Get Off, I get off at my feet. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Hot key, keep a horn on me. That come my seat. IP ownership.
ThreadStack provided everything I need to finally have balanced digital life that I always wanted. Plus, I can afford more travel now too.
So guys, without further ado, I think you kind of understand what they want, what I meant by what they give them what they want. Always entertain your people when you're building your feudal kingdom. Don't just be showing automations. People don't care about, like, here's what people want, guys. When they want you, they don't really want you. They want your vibes and they want your success. They want to be just as successful like you are. Show them that success. Show them that success, even if you suck, even if you don't have anything, guys. Show them everything you got. Okay, guys? Like right now, I'm showing you my real estate company, right? I, you know, I started doing real estate investing a while back ago, and now I'm doing real estate across Russia and America. I do Airbnb rental, and I do real estate in Russia. I have a couple of apartments that I'm selling. You need to show everything you got to your subscribers. So this way they understand that they really like they could learn a lot from you as a person. Even if like, and a lot of people say, well, I don't like, what if I don't have much? What if I don't have anything to show? What can I do? Then what you need to do, you need to squabble up together with community members, guys. And you need to also squabble up together with my feudal hustlers, and you need to be part of a journey, part of building the journey. So this way you get seen. This is what we do our talent agency. We create goats out of people who have no skills. Like literally you could come to me and just smile and just be like, hey Rome, I am interested in building something like this. And I'll be like, I bet let's jump in and build it. And I'll hook you up with my feudal hustler Bruno. He'll describe you a little bit everything. And then the idea is you want to show yourself what you're building. You don't want, like, you're not trying to be like, oh, I make insane amount of money. Like sure, some people are kind of subconsciously would be guided towards you if you tell them you make a lot of money. But instead of saying you made a lot of money, I'm going to teach you a trick, okay guys? So this way you get a lot of people. Like this way you could grow so fast. I'm going to teach you something that took me about a year and a half, okay? And I'm going to explain to you something right now that will help you grow a lot of people, but you're going to be using the following psychology. So right now I just kind of quickly covered AI, content-driven automation, digital faceless marketing systems, and now I'm just kind of quickly covered up stacking, showed it to some of the skills. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump into psychology. So psychology, here's what you want to be doing. You're going to see incredible improvement, guys, if you start, number one, modulating your tonality of your voice. So be like ha ha ha. Include laughter, like don't be like super robotic, include laughter and modify the voice, okay? Try that. Immediately come back to me the next time and you're going to see how much difference it made when you go live on YouTube, and trying to see and then see how much more subscribers you're getting doing this mechanism when you start method when you when you're modulating the voice, when you're not being super monotonic, and you want to be using your own words like squabble up, and doing something silly, stupid stuff like what I'm showing you guys on the screen. That's what you guys got to be doing. It can't be just like, oh, let me show you a UI interface. No, nobody, people don't care about that. They like, now you could create a UI interface in 5 minutes with any of the tools. They don't care about some spreadsheets. What they care about is concrete focus, your focal area, your focus that you're focusing on, for example, on luxury pet brands. And that's what you stick with. They love when you show them the focus. Now, if you haven't made a lot of money or anything like this and you don't know how to attract people this way, do this. Instead of saying how much money you're making, and like let's say because you're not making any money, do this. Tell people when you describe your processes, when you describe the entire processes, this is something that works like a clock. Guys, like this is what you want to do. If you look at this graph, I'm going to show you the graph. I want you to imprint that image in your brain and iterate through those phases over here. Once again, I'm gonna show you the same graph, and I'm gonna head out. But here's the graph. This is the graph. On YouTube, go and watch a couple of gurus that talk about TikTok shop dropshipping and keep remembering those three phases, okay? And then here's what you're going to be doing. When you're going to be going live on your YouTube channel, you're going to be talking about how you're helping. You don't want to use the word helping. You want to be using the word scaling. You want to be saying, hey guys, look, once you start scaling and doing ads that hit like $1,000, $2,000 per day, and you start hitting the limits, this is what you got to do, and explain what you got to do. Okay, so don't explicitly say that you are the one making that money. Okay, but what you're doing, you're talking about the people who are making money and what would they do in the circumstances where they going through each of those phases and they're running those ads and they're hitting like $1,000, $2,000 per day limits, and what happens. Describe each of those processes, guys. Describe each of those processes for for those people who are already doing this, who are in this like in this period of those when they're already like running those brands. Believe me, guys, if you do that, you're going to be able to immediately start getting increase in your subscribers, immediate increase in subscribers, because they'll be like, wow, what is this guy talking about? He's talking about scaling, but like he's talking about all those days, $1,000, $2,000 days. Man, I kind of wanna be like that too. This is a subconscious level of thinking that's going to be happening in their brains, and they're going to be glued to you, guys. They're going to be glued to you. This took me a long time to figure it out, guys. This is a tea. This is such a crazy tea. I didn't, and don't like, if you guys want even bigger, deeper secret, even deeper secret, and if you want to see how I'm sniping those gurus and how I'm able to like build something crazy like this, everything that I'm building is just absolutely nuts looking. If you want to see what is the secret that lies beyond, like where do I get those ideas, see who I'm following, which people I'm following. I don't follow a lot of people. I only follow like three or four people, and go and follow them. Okay, guys, watch them, watch their content. You're gonna come back to me and you'll be like, oh my god, I learned so much. And then you're gonna see kind of, you're gonna see whatever that I learned from those gurus is being included in this, in those videos, but where I'm sort of like extracting a little bit of small skill from one guru and another guru, and then constructing something absolutely just bonkers looking. This is what you want to be doing when you're building your luxury pet brand, and I promise you, you're going to get so many people. Now, if you do something crazy, what I'm doing, where I literally take you to the city, to Manhattan, where I walk around and I'd be like, hey guys, squab, 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 squabble up. And I talk about all sorts of crazy things and describe like my journey, and like literally just driving around and people showing people places and including subscribers and into the whole process of building together, then you're going to get even more people subscribing to you. Then if you include people from overseas, and not just be like, oh, let me only focus on rich people. No, you don't want to do that. You got to focus on both. You got to focus on rich people and the people that are not rich, that are opposite of rich. Why? Because you will need them. You will need to be building money together, and you will be able to provide competitive advantage for those rich people if you have people who are not rich by your side, and you're going to create this incredible competitive advantage versus other companies who are kind of only focusing on, not really focusing on side hustlers from overseas, just focusing only on one audience, not really doing this kind of hybrid way of um, attracting people. So remember that. This is the reason why you see me marketing to both types of people, rich people and everyday people, like from Africa, from different kind of side hustlers, from overseas. And then you see that and you'll be like, oh my God, I understand now. Now, this is a tea. This is incredible tea, guys. I want you to. Today we covered a lot. We covered absolutely incredible stuff, but we're still a little bit far away from building. We're a little bit far away from getting the avatar in the mix. Okay, so next time when you come down, let's take a look at the avatar. We're gonna kind of finalize this avatar. But today was awesome. Today we got close. We have a cloud containerized environment. It's running. It's super cool. We could see it over here. Boom. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely awesome. And it's running. It's running, and we're ready. We're pretty much ready to go. Woohoo. And now what's gonna happen when you hit launch? Obviously now nothing. But what's gonna happen when you hit launch on your iPhone? Well, there's going to be something that's going to be happening, guys. So what is going to be happening? Well, it's going to be a couple of things. It's going to be shortcuts apps opening up, and they gonna be in the little avatar is gonna be communicating with you. Now, some of you will say, well, how? We'll get to it, guys. We'll still going through that, but right now this is it. This is kind of what it is, and I think that's everything that I wanted to say, guys. And if you are interested in learning more, DM the word path on my Insta, and yeah, we hit the ground running. We could continue building things out. But right now I'm just kind of quickly checking things on a phone, and oh my God, it does kind of look absolutely crazy, absolutely insane. Let me go ahead and take a picture on a phone, and I'm gonna kind of send it my way back into Slack channel real quick. It's gonna, um, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of amazing, guys. It really is amazing when you build something and be able to connect it to your own brand. It just looks absolutely bonkers, guys. It's just the whole process of kind of combining technologies and together with business. It's just absolutely bonkers, guys. So this is what it looks like, and yeah, I mean that's pretty dope. So now I'm gonna just paste that to my feudal hustler Bruno. Come check this. Come check, check this, and of course, guys, this is how you do it. And that's pretty cool. Not a lot of people do that, guys. A lot of people kind of get stuck on one thing, but and never finalize it. But this is one interface. We're getting close. So I'm just gonna quickly jump onto into something else, into Slack, and I'm gonna send it over to Bruno as well. Yeah. So, and we could kind of we could do it like this. Probably it's way easier on a phone. This is what it looks like. Doesn't look like a native app, guys. This is on a phone. That kind of does look like a native app. This is what it looks like now. Um, kind of like a native app. See if you can expand it further, and attach and 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 create a picture in picture. So this is kind of quickly what I'm doing over here, guys, and I'm just kind of providing instructions for Bruno. Bruno is our feudal hustler, guys, and of course, guys, if you haven't met Bruno, definitely jump in into our Freedom Fusion Flip workshops. Um, Automation directly from there. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. I'm gonna get some food now, and hopefully soon I'll see you soon joining us.